Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Welcome to round 3.
Here we are.
Imagine sleeving up Gift Storm. I couldn't even imagine. That sounds terrible. I don't like sleeving anyway. And, like, that's not a deck that I would be interested in playing, and so like that would just be like I sleeved up this deck for nothing.
I would say I played against a Storm deck on Moto the other day that was playing the the burn thing, the Flames of Anor from Lord of the Rings. And
Oh yeah.
that actually looked pretty good for Storm to have main board interaction with things on the battlefield. It didn't seem bad. Seemed okay.
Yeah, I mean, they normally have always had a couple pieces interaction. It's just so hard with Storm because like your interaction pieces like
They usually don't matter because you're just doing the thing
I
anyway.
mean, sometimes they matter. It's just like you can only play a couple, right? Because like it's so important to have like so many cantrips, rituals, like
right.
You have to have all that shit, and so like you have like a few flex spots, and
and so I think that's what it became. The deck I was playing against, it was just they just had the 4, and it was interaction and a cantrip. Because if they have a creature, it is a wizard each time, so seemed okay. I still think Storm is probably not a super playable deck, but
yeah,
I think it
is like a. I mean, I assume they're playing gifts. Right?
No, they're playing they're playing. Yeah, it was Storm. I mean, the thing I played was Storm plus this thing. It is what it is, and I'm sure it's gotten better. You know, a little incremental amount with, preordained. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, preordained definitely an upgrade.
It's a card it's a deck that's in the environment. It's always going to be in the environment.
This is the
turn 1 Highfling from Tom.
This, right? Yeah, it's
that's
this.
the newer Ozolith. Yeah,
had it ready to go.
Newer Ozolith, which is an extra hardened scales essentially.
You know what I see when I look at this card, John? For 2 mana, I can pitch it and draw a card.
So
I'm all about that life.
Tom starting with Mana Dork and not playing anything on turn 2 seems like
sketchy.
Super weird. Okay, he's holding up a Bowmaster, that's why.
Holding up a Bowmaster, also, he's got the...
Beseiju. So when that card was printed, people were like over the moon about its power level. But really, it's probably...
Are you talking about Beseiju?
Yeah.
Because I would like to point out, I was the one like trying to call people shit on that card.
So what I'm saying is, it's not what people thought it was. I think it's actually one of the healthier cards printed in the last 5 years.
I never thought it was anything other than that. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's
just
kind of clunky. Honestly,
It
it's
is
not
a
even a card that I want.
It is a little bit, but it's still free, and in its freeness, it gives you an answer to things. It's a very healthy card. It's not too good.
Yeah,
it does exactly what it does.
I think
it's fine to have.
I don't know that I think it's 100% free, John. Like I get what you're saying.
It depends on your build.
Yeah,
depending on how free it is.
I guess for
Zabas!
Zabas!
I always gotta say it. I'm never not gonna say
it. Like I do think that like generally speaking, it's not like a detriment to put it in your deck, but like I also think that like you got to pay 2 mana to turn an artifact into a land. I mean, like it's not free.
Well,
right?
No, it's the same thing as Path. It's not
free.
The
act of channeling it is not actually free.
No.
And that's where people lose sight.
The card slot, like the interaction, is relatively free depending on what you're building.
If you play green and like you're already going to play 3 or 4 forests and you want to turn one of those forests into one of these, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. But I do think that like. Again, we've seen too many times on stream where people have lost games because they were missing land drops with that fucking card in their hand.
Yeah.
And
you have to know what it is.
You have to know what it is. Yeah.
Here's a Ravager.
John, I was playing the Magic 30 cube earlier today.
Bowmaster.
I was looking at my opening hand. I'm like, you know what? Most people would pitch this, but I had the scatter skull smashing or whatever.
Yeah, Shatter Skull. Yeah.
I had that with a mountain, and I was a fucking like Grixis deck, and I'm like, I think this is a keepable hand. I played the Shatter Skull smashing on turn 1, drew a blue-black land on turn 2. I was good to go. I think a lot of people would have pitched that hand. Looking at it is just, well, this is just a one-land hand. No, there are 2 lands in that hand.
We have seen that happen with those cards all too often, for sure. But
I think the problem is people look at it as it's a spell first, and then if you can, like, there are some applications where it's a land first.
It's a land first, and then the extra
every
copies.
Once in a while, you get some value out of it.
The extra copies late game turn into that, or if you play extra lands, it turns into that. But yeah, no, it's not.
No, it's like, I mean, I think the card, like, I think it's good in like things like Tron.
Well, and so that's the thing.
Things like Tron, where it's something for them to tutor up to, like, maybe get rid of
and
like a blood
it's
moon
still
or something.
it's still good for decks going against Tron. I think overall it's a very healthy card because it has real playability. Like, you have to know how to play it. So like, it's a card that gets better in the hands of people that know the game.
My whole thing was, if you remember, like Isaiah even said, he's like, do you think that it's going to get Ren and 6 banned? I'm like, no.
No. Wasteland would get Ren and 6.
Ren and 6 can be banned on its own merit. It doesn't need help. You know, like, and that card, like, if your whole thing is like, I'm going to pay 2 mana every turn to blow up a thing and give you a basic, like, that's, and then activate Ren and 6 and get it back and do it, like, that's just not a good plan.
Well, so
you're doing a lot of wheel spinning at that point.
In a specific match, it's crushing. But
no,
that match is unfair
for sure.
Anyway.
But generally, people seem to think when that card was printed that was going to be like every game. Like, it's just like, I'm just never going to win because they're going to have Ren and 6 and that card, and I just lose all my lands.
Yeah, that's
and it's like, that's just not how it plays out at all.
It gave the game an edge, a natural edge against a certain deck that was already just like kind of gross.
I think it's a pretty, like, it's a fine card.
Yeah, it's fair. It's good.
Yeah. All right. So Hangerback Walker on 2 is going to make a couple Thopters. I just realized this is not Yawgmoth, is it? What the fuck are we looking at here? No, well, that is Yawgmoth. Okay. There seems to be some type of discussion. Do they need judge intervention?
Judgevention.
Do you need it, guys? Can you figure this out? A lot of finger pointing.
So much pointing. So much fingering.
Yeah.
Rampant, blatant fingering.
Such a... Speaking of fingering, the final season of Sex Education is out.
Oh, the final one? I'm at least a season behind, so
it's the final season, and we kind of watched it yesterday, and it's only 8 episodes. It's a pretty quick watch, and I thought it was fine.
Pretty
I thought
good.
It was a fine ending.
Yeah. Oh, here's the Soul Cauldron.
Which I will say, it was a fine ending for what was a very good show. Like, I mean,
it's a super good show.
Yeah.
Very genuine. Oh, The Kill List is the movie.
The Kill List. Okay, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, that was the film. I meant to share it with you and Reese today, but that's the film that I watched. I couldn't remember the name of. All right, Walking Ballista. Is to play it and kill some shit and then activate.
There's a lot of like weirdness in this game. Like there's these like long pauses where I don't really know what's going on. Is this just shuffling? Is this no? Okay, this is Matt.
No, he's determining
like what he wants to do here. Like,
combat.
Okay.
So yeah. Arcbound Ravager in combat is the thing that you're just like,
it's
okay, you get to do whatever you want anyway.
it's the scariest card coming at you that doesn't have infect.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It's like if they get to that point, like combat with Ravager is obnoxious.
And sometimes you will see an infect creature and this coming at you, and it's the scariest card.
Yeah. All right, so gonna activate. Gonna take out Mecha God. I feel like why not? So he's putting a counter on a Thopter? That seems weird. Why wouldn't you tap? Okay, yeah, this is what's weird. I assumed he was going to be sacking the Ballista for the last counter, putting it in his graveyard, and then activating the Soul Cauldron.
And instead of... Yeah, this is really weird. So he was targeting the Thopter, and in response, there's a Bowmaster that's going to be targeting something else.
It's going to kill the Thopter he's targeting.
Oh, he...
So I guess he gets to...
he didn't target the Thopter. He targeted the other thing.
Okay.
The thing that just went into the graveyard. Well, I don't know, man. The fucking
Walking Ballista.
The Walking Ballista and the Ravager look so fucking similar.
They do.
Let's fucking go.
Your intro is dog noises. Patrick Priest. All right.
Let's go.
Get behind that.
He said a word.
He said a word. I think we need to judge.
Sorry, we were howling.
Huh?
You want to go down?
Is that what he said? He say judge?
I'm a well-renowned judge. Who knows what Orcish Bowmaster does?
Hold on.
What is that green thing
Green thing.
on the side of the screen?
Is
that new? Is it a new scale? No, the like card on the side under the scales,
Under the scales.
like outside of the camera, under the names.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that.
Ozolith. Sorry. The new version.
Oh, there's a
of the
new
Ozolith.
Ozolith?
Yeah. It's
Man,
just
you missed 2 sets and it's like the game's fucking different.
It's basically an extra hardened scales.
Okay, but for
Yeah.
2 mana.
Can activate.
Oh,
to
I
put
see
a
that. It
counter
puts
on,
counters.
and then it cycles. It's an extra hardened scales.
That's cool.
It is cool. It is.
I mean, I don't love scales, but I'm glad they're getting stuff that's not overpowered.
Yeah. No, it's
It's a fair enough card.
it is a fair enough card.
Yeah. That's
So,
what we need. More
have
of
you
those.
Enjoyed playing the deck.
Yeah, dude, I did. It reminded, dude, there were moments with the flicker effect that I was like, I miss you, Orion. That card was so funny.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, like, even in the game against Ron, where I was like flickering the thing, hitting the Ornithopter for free with Solitude,
Yeah.
just toot, toot, toot.
Yeah.
Felt nice. I like the synergies.
Yeah, so the affinity match is one that
It felt not bad.
Well, it's a super swingy match.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
for that deck, it's you get to dominate the fuck out of it, or
Yeah.
they get to dominate the fuck
yeah, that's
out
the
of it.
thing. Like,
It's
game
always,
2, it was just too slow. I was like, holy shit, he's just shitting stuff out.
No, but I mean, like in that match, if you
Mm.
get the right opening hand, then you can
Oh,
just
yeah.
like wreck them too. So that match in particular with that deck is
The
awkward
thing, the
because-
key thing is like not if they miss like 4/4s, and I don't have to kill them, then I can just take the 2 damage. But like keeping the removal for the like +1 for each artifact cards, that's the main thing. Where if I already have to use that to kill the other shit,
Right. Yeah.
and then like turn 20 they slap it down, I'm like, oh well, I can't kill that anymore. So now every creature is a 10/10.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
But it was fun.
I always play fair decks, man. So
Yeah.
fair decks are at a default disadvantage.
That's what
in the
makes them
current
fun to win
Magic
with.
Meta is it's always hard mode.
But every time you win, it's like orgasmic. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, get fucked.
No,
I beat you fair and square,
exactly,
bitch.
like,
It's not the same as like hitting your combo and be like, oh, I win.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're like just playing a pile of really good cards, and you
Yeah.
just do the thing the cards play themselves for you. And you're like, oh, I did the thing I didn't have to do. I just put these cards together and shuffled and drew a hand and
I
it won.
looked at the meta for every top card in every deck, and I just put it in one pile. And
Yeah,
what do you know? It works.
That's what it is, and that's why.
And listen, those decks, they look fun to pilot for like a bit.
for a day,
Because you're doing a ton of shit. Like, it's overpowered. You're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But then once you start doing it 10 times, you're like, oh, I'm doing the same thing.
it requires no player skill. It's
No.
just knowing the cards, and then the cards playing themselves. Like
Yeah, there's not a lot of different lines to take.
No,
It's kind of
there's-
just, I
there's
resolve this
no-
or I don't resolve it.
there's no nuances, and that's why I continue to build.
Which
the
is
decks
never
I
usually
do.
how mid-range is.
No.
Like, throughout the years, it's always been like the thinky Everything needs to be a
All
2-for-1 deck.
Let's give him a couple extra minutes on the clock for that call. Question was, he's trying to Bowmaster ping a thing. He sacks the thing in response. Does he still get the token? Because the way that Bowmaster's is worded, it's a separate sentence. It says, then amass orcs, but you don't actually get the orcs. If you don't deal the damage, you don't get the orcs.
Strange.
It actually makes the most sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like a
But
fizzle.
the way that it's worded on the card,
The period
does
would
make
confuse
it
me, where I'm like, oh, it's a separate effect.
Yeah.
But it's not the
wording
same
is
as them
weird.
because it's in the same.
Patchy
It
asked
all starts
if,
with the win.
Jerry
Everything
left.
that happens after the win.
Did Jerry leave? I don't think Jerry left.
I'm not his keeper, Apache 2831. I'm just not.
He may not have.
I don't know who Jerry
He may
is.
have.
No, I don't know. He might have. He left the room.
Does anybody know who Jerry is?
Yeah,
Who's Jerry?
Jerry is.
I mean, for my sake, could someone fill me in?
Oh, he's one of the last two.
He has won the last two
The
invitational
last two
champions.
invitationals.
Really?
He's
Yes.
trying to become the first three-time
What was he
first
playing?
three
living in,
consecutive.
because somehow people don't like. They're just not prepared for living in somehow.
Which you would think that they just lost to it, so
They
they
would
would
be
like
prepared.
prepare for it. Like,
But they did
let's
not.
not lose to that.
Winning with Living End is like winning with a deck full of protection from black cards and everyone else plays black. It's like, oh, no one has any graveyard hate. I win. That's how I view it. But I mean, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, and the thing
It's
is,
just not
play to
wrong.
Living End, but it's definitely not the most like, oh, I really
he
got you
doesn't know the
there.
Great Sandini. He's like, I don't know who that is.
Hmm.
That's how like OG Patrick Priest is.
Yeah,
just
he
walks
is.
in, he's like, I don't know
This
who
is
the
a
fuck
Sorry,
OG character.
I don't mean that with any hate. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I missed like a year at the store and I don't know.
Has
some
a
of
He's
these
pretty
people.
beloved by our chat.
Oh,
He is
Yeah.
like the
Really?
chat
That's
is
great
all,
to know.
is all Jerry fandom.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
But Patrick Priest here.
I thought you
this
meant me.
guy-
I was like, I'm not even in here.
Oh, yeah,
What the
yeah,
fuck you
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, our chat didn't know who the fuck
You
you
I was
are
gonna say.
you are a facet of the store though.
I appreciate that,
are
yeah.
One
I
of the bones.
appreciate it.
I'm like one of the stones
I
in the
missed you,
side.
man.
I'm not like a pillar of it, but I like help a little bit on the
It's good to have you back in league, man.
Oh yeah, Leagues is like premium magic to me.
It is.
That's my favorite way to
Limited
play
is
by.
premium
It's the only way I
magic.
play it.
Limited is true
Like
magic.
whenever I go home and play Arena, I'm like, man, I just can't wait for Monday because it feels like the most refreshing way to play
Dude,
Limited
I tried with
is what
Arena.
people
and,
should
like,
play.
I was all
with the
like,
drafts and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do the draft. I'm gonna draft a new set,
Mhm.
get some reps for league and stuff.
I did the same thing. Yeah.
And like, I fucking paid for gems to draft a deck or whatever,
Yeah.
and like, I played a match and then I had to go to sleep. And I went the next day. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna play, and it's just like, it's not available. And I'm like,
Oh no!
so I go on
it changed.
like Twitter.
Yeah.
I go on their Twitter pages. Like they had posted 3 hours previously that drafts are down now as they do some troubleshooting. And it's just like, God damn it!
Of
fuck
course
you,
that would
Arena.
happen to you.
Fuck you, Arena. This is why I don't fuck with you. So like, I went and did a draft on fucking Moto, like
Yeah.
old school, like clunky
That is,
ass.
dude. That is exactly what happened to you, of all people. Who's like, I don't like
Yeah.
Arena that much. The one time you go into play, it's like, hey guys,
Yeah,
this has
it's
never
like-
happened
it's like,
before, but
you
we're
can do
doing
anything
maintenance.
except for the only thing that you would ever want to do here. Like,
That's
okay.
the dude. I play Arena once a day to get the little daily quest done, just so I can get the coins to do a draft like once a week. I'll play for like 20 minutes. Be like, oh yeah, okay, done. It's like a daily activity. It's like a chore to have to play like a standard.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Although actually, compared to I actually kind of like the standard right now. It's fun.
Standard's probably fine.
Standard's
I
enjoyable.
wouldn't know, man. That's the only place that it exists, really, is
That's
on,
fair.
is on Arena.
Although I will say,
There are towns that play standard. It's just not Warsaw.
I don't think
there are
so.
towns that have
I
more than
really
30
don't think
people in
there-
them.
that
I
there's
think there
any
is. I
paper
think
standard.
TCB in Huntington. I think they have a standard scene.
Okay.
I
can't
think standard's a
what I've
great.
seen.
I think standard is
I
like
know
the best way
nothing
to
about
learn.
that.
So I think if you're a new player, standard's super fun in Arena.
That's
'Cause it's like the
that's
most-
like telling me that in like Wonderland they play standard.
Well,
It's
yeah.
just
I
like,
mean,
some
there
random
are
place in
there are
Indiana.
places like every.
There's a
every
shop
town
in
is
LA that
different.
has 12
John,
people
please.
that play standard every day.
everybody knows it's pronounced Huntington.
Huntington.
What did you say, John?
I thought I
Huntington?
Huntington.
enunciated
Everybody
T.
pronounces that.
Hunt-
Huntington is what everybody says.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But there's like an extra T. It's like Huntington.
Huntington.
Tund.
It's a really
Huntington.
fucking weird word to pronounce correctly.
It's wild, and with a little bit of Indiana Southern drawl.
Yeah, and
put
I
in.
think I actually pronounced it incorrectly because I think the T is silent.
no
would-
fucking way.
Which
is the
would
T
make
silent.
it the first fucking
Well, then
silent
why are
T
you
in the
criticizing-
history of the English.
If that's the case, then what
it's
I'm
not,
saying is
no,
correct.
it's silent because it's a bunch of fucking rednecks that live in Indiana.
yeah.
Jeez.
Huntington.
Shots fired. Take that, Indiana.
Take that,
Yeah.
people who we are. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Uh,
I'm not trying to say
Hey, Patrick Priest, what are you doing?
That Indiana's just a bunch of
Tomorrow?
cornfields.
On a
But
Saturday in the evening, I'm watching a movie, but in the afternoon, I'm free.
What kind of evening?
Like 7.
Oh, fancy.
Sorry.
I can tell you
I'm
should
going over
come.
to my aunt.
You should come to the Kettleheads Fest.
You should come to the Kettle thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be there for like
Who
an
was it?
hour.
9 riveting.
Yeah, that would be
Apache
great.
2831,
Hey guys,
you'll be
alright,
happy
see
to
ya.
know that
You can drink your
Tandini
face
is
off in
back
an
in the
hour.
room. So
I could, yeah.
he is not
I
bailed.
go to my aunt's. I'm like, hey, I'm moving for the movie.
9
This is
riveting
gonna be
turns.
great.
Hey, was anybody watching the match?
I mean,
They've been shuffling their decks for the
Yeah,
last
we're
20
waiting on
minutes,
that
man.
to
I don't
be-
Who
know.
won?
Who knows? We're here to talk about other shit.
Somebody go ask him who won. We weren't paying
I just-
attention.
I'll ask.
Patrick, I'm pretty sure it was I know.
It could have been
honestly
anybody.
don't know.
Nope, I turned 3 burn twice.
Welcome to F&M and Take Action, folks. We know most of what we're doing most of the time. You have instructions now to tell Patrick
yeah.
that you are the great Condini.
Yeah, so Patrick doesn't know you because he went to Ireland. He hasn't been here in a while.
Right.
And
So you sit there.
you kind of joined when he was away, and like he was like, I don't know who that guy is, and like the chat just.
Oh,
fucking
you're
erupted.
that man. I don't know
Yeah,
your name.
The chat
is
just
the
like
Condini.
fucking like, you don't know the great Tondini? Fucking clown.
No, I played.
Who won? Who got
You
you?
won, Patrick. You get
Matt did.
Matt did.
I told them we were complaining about Arena, so we didn't quite catch it.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, we could all be the. Really, like I could be the John Brown.
you good? Yeah, I mean,
Could be the.
I'd say there was a
Patrick
couple
Priest.
Patrick Priests.
Patra.
I don't. So here's the thing. This is Yawg, right?
Yes.
I don't love all these extra cards in Yawgmoth.
I actually don't. I don't. After
If you're
A bit of
playing
synergy
maximum tutor
pointed
power,
out to
I'm
me.
okay with it.
I think
Like it
to have
did not
Patra
look
makes
good in game
sense.
one. It didn't look good to me.
It's
Like,
it's a corner case card, but I don't think it's.
I'm not a fan of this card in Yawgmoth. Actually, I don't think it's.
You don't like Hapatra?
I don't like a Patra.
Well, that's about
No,
to
I don't
die.
think you need it.
Yeah, I feel medium about it too. But if you're playing a deck of 4 Eldritch Evolution, 4 Quarter Calling, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It's free enough, yeah. It doesn't need it, but it does do.
It does do the
very
thing with Young Wolf
specifically powerful
Yawgmoth.
Things. Yeah, it gives you a backup plan.
Also, just happens to be really nuts in this matchup because it passes -1/-1 counters around. That's important.
That sweet Orcish Bowmaster.
That sweet BM. Now that's a card you side out in this matchup.
Sweet BM.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Sal.
For any of you nurses out there, that sweet BM.
I just like my token.
Yeah, sweet.
You don't need to be a nurse to have a sweet BM. Let me just tell you that.
You could be anybody.
Great. Now I need to
I
get
guess
some
You could
bow.
just be a
BMs.
person who likes chili.
The BMs are probably the best of the
Great.
person that has them.
Now I need some Bowmasters and alter them in the fucking
My
turd
diet
mountains.
is basically just fruit and burritos.
Dude, your asshole's gotta be on fire.
My asshole is unaffected
Sweet,
because everything
sweet
just comes
fire.
right out.
Can't be a
Tell
problem
Tell
if
you
it's
what,
not
if your
there.
diet is burritos and fruit, you will not have any problems.
Burritos
in
and
the BM
bananas.
department.
Yeah, the worst part is there's this.
This is it was this type of subject that had somebody call us out as being the worst commentary he's ever heard. So let's just
Who's this? Who said that? I wanna
Some
know.
random
Oh,
guy
some
says
rando.
that they can fuck
some rando
himself.
that got blocked.
Yeah, speaking of tutoring, quarter call.
So the moment when that happened,
Yeah.
he tuned in to the point that Amulet Titan was doing the fucking.
Oh no! Like we
It
were
was-
like
it was the
35 minutes
most-
into an Amulet Titan
Dude,
game.
it
and
was
we
the
were
most
totally
tune-outable
So,
moment.
I'm making an assumption that this is an end of turn court of calling, right? So
It
if this
should
is
be.
if this
Yeah,
is an
that's
if this is an EOT court of calling, you're supposed to actually just because he's tapped out, he can't do nothing. You're supposed to tap all your creatures to always have the option to get the biggest thing.
That's a good call.
for sure.
So just like, and it's more of just practice with quarter calling decks back when Kiki Cord was the shenanigans of the day.
Chili and cinnamon roll. No, I don't think that those things go together.
I think cinnamon rolls might put up a fight
Dude,
as
cinnamon
well.
rolls and chili, I think that's fantastic, actually.
Like I would eat a giant cinnamon roll with a side of chili, but I don't want them together.
Chris, I do a brick of cheese and a monster. You know what I'm about.
It's I'm a Midwest guy. And
No,
And by the way, chili in
That's a
Indiana
Cincinnati
is not
thing.
Chili. Chili in Indiana is tomato soup with beans. It's weird.
No.
Yeah, it's
not my chili.
you're referring to a Cincinnati, Ohio thing, anyways.
When I make chili, I serve my chili with peanut butter sandwiches. Yeah.
I'm looking at you very questionably right now.
Also-
Why peanut butter
also a
sandwiches?
Midwest thing. Also a
Gourmet
Midwest thing.
peanut butter
I grew up with
sandwiches.
that.
Yeah.
Also a Midwest thing, but I think that if you're making tomato soup with beans,
Reading the comment. Sorry.
if you're making tomato soup with beans, you don't need peanut butter. Like the peanut butter is to alleviate the heat from the spicy ass chili that you make.
Yeah.
And if you failed to make the spicy ass chili, you don't need fucking peanut
I
butter.
just entered
Yeah.
the Twilight Zone. Never heard any of this shit before.
Oh, yeah.
Listening to, like another. I just like stepped into a dimension on the side of the wall.
Chris, chili spaghetti is
Get back in.
chili spaghetti is just redneck spaghetti bolognese. That's all it is.
Wait. Are these things?
Those are things.
Yeah.
They're walking
Does he just
ballistas.
win?
I mean,
Probably.
It looks pretty good for him.
Looks pretty good for.
It looks pretty
for Wise,
fucking good
yeah.
for him.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
just attacking for one, and that's
I don't think he can win. He's short a little bit.
okay.
Oh no.
It looks pretty good.
That's the thing.
He's got a scales in play.
No,
Oh,
there's,
that's a
there's
thing.
an oof. There's an oof.
Oh, alternate
There's
art
an oof.
oof, baby.
Dude, oof is a fucking.
Oh, dude,
Super-
it's the oof from the cutesy wootsy set with the violent
How would I
outburst.
have ever known that was an oof?
Nobody.
Yeah, you
I
wouldn't.
didn't even know.
You wouldn't. You shouldn't have to think that's an oof.
How did you know
because
that was an
kind of
oof?
bullshit.
Yeah, how
Because
did you
people
know that?
showed me. Because Isaiah shows me this bullshit art for me to fucking.
It looks
shit
like
on.
a Pokemon card.
It does. Yeah, that's
It
why
does.
Isaiah showed me.
It
'cause
does.
looks like a goddamn.
That
Pokemon
straight up looks
card.
like a Slurpuff from back in the
I
day.
fucking hate it. I hate it so much. But this is what
I
we're
call them
working with.
Pokemon cards because that's what they called them on The Sopranos.
I know.
Pokemans.
Pokemon cat.
The game is fun.
We're gonna boost
It's
the
a fun
truck full of
game.
those
I have no
Pokemon
issue with playing.
cards.
This is like the outside of Magic.
It seems
I
like
actually do
fun
probably
competitive scene,
respect
If you,
Pokemon the
if
most.
any of you guys ever want to just
Nope.
play, all you gotta do is
I
ask.
don't.
I got decks.
I don't.
It's
I
cheap.
respect it, but I don't.
It's cheap. I'm not asking you to even buy. I'm like, I got 6 decks. Let's just
No,
play.
I get it. It is the card game that I respect the most.
Okay, well,
Outside of
I
Magic.
like the art style of it.
let's go to game 3.
Right.
That's what I would.
The
suggest
selling
here.
point here is that if you,
Yeah, this is very
you can play the standard format
This is
for
not
$200
like
bucks.
a winnable thing.
All
pretty cool
decks.
Anymore.
That's 3 years worth of cards.
This is like an obnoxious
The
amount of
expanded
bullshit
format,
on this table.
$200
right
bucks will buy you
Kill
4 decks.
that thing.
This is going to
Which
be
is
so
now
much.
kill.
equivalent.
Don't forget to draw your card. Now. You paid the life. Get your card.
This is an awkward fucking state, man.
Yeah, what's happening?
There's so much on this board.
This collector oof is the linchpin of the
Matt have any
game.
way to kill
What's
it? I guess if
endurance is kind of a weird card. to have
I
that.
wonder. Matt has dismember
It's just
somewhere
there
in
for,
his
like,
100 cards for the deck.
Trying to like ambush something and
So
Oh yeah, spellbomb.
Spellbomb could bounce it.
Tom can do stuff, but
Oh,
Spellbomb could what?
bounce
Well-
the oof, right?
No, because
Oh,
it's
it can't be activated.
Okay.
It actually
Needle.
really cannot.
He
Yeah.
played.
oh,
Right.
this
bitten.
this Python needle is going to say Yawgmoth, so now it's going to force Tom to spin a bunch of
stuff.
wheels.
99% sure it says Yawgmoth. 1% it says Bosiju.
Yeah, I mean,
With Yawgmoth not being live, this points it back towards Matt a good amount.
I don't know.
so he's just gonna like draw in response to.
He's drawing his little heart out.
Play the cards. Draw the cards.
Bet he's regretting his decision to put this endurance in play, or in his deck, right? I mean,
Why didn't
Endurance. What would he?
well, I don't know why this is in his deck in
It's-
game 2.
It's
It must have been
weird.
Just a dead card he didn't want.
No, it's
I guess it's a really bad ambusher.
no. I wouldn't even play it.
he's-
Dustin, I
no,
agree.
that-
I wouldn't play
yeah.
the card.
I agree.
Not in this matchup.
Yeah, it doesn't
No,
do
I
anything
agree.
here.
I think that's just a sideboarding error. Which, hey, I mean, we're not
Yeah.
like this isn't a big tournament. We're not like writing out deck lists. And
Yeah, this
he's
is
not
a fucking
unfolding a
F&M
piece of
people.
paper to go to his sideboard. Like, what did I have for affinity?
Sometimes at F&M you just sideboard based on how you're feeling. That's the card that I have.
Do whatever the hell I
well,
want.
You do.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. The last league,
Mhm.
sideboarding was the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
because Reese had 3 copies of the mythic fucking Chandra. Like, he had 3 copies of it, and I had 2 copies in a gate. The entire league, never boarded him in against him. The entire league,
Yeah, that's
the
the
entire league, and then in the finals, brought in the negates, negate,
champion of the fucking league. It was a fucking all-star.
I love when they print negates in a standard in a set. It just makes it fun.
All right. Well, this is
I don't think I don't think Scales plays any humans, right?
no
Okay, I didn't think so. Yogg's random protection from humans text.
means nothing.
This poison plan is not a good one.
I mean-
I think it's the only one he has
It's not like
at this time.
Tom doesn't. If that Python needle stuck and named Yogg, Tom doesn't have that much either.
But Tom just drew 4 or 5 cards.
He did.
So-
what
There were
are
good
they?
ones, though. There were a bunch of lands.
If it's a bunch of fluff, then these guys are pretty much at the same.
I mean, if he
pace.
flipped Outland Liberator or Stormkirk Vanguard, then if he's even
Well,
playing that,
we will find out.
that's a delighted halfling. That's a young wolf.
So not
A
it doesn't,
shitload of
it doesn't
lands.
look like
He's got a lot of
much.
lands.
It doesn't look like much.
Another Yogg.
Oh, it's good.
Got plenty of lands
But
and
there's a
Manadors.
Python needle naming Yogg, so Yogg's not good.
It's a big old 3/4.
Yogg's a
Yogg's
2/4
also bad
blocker.
because he already has
Or-
one.
So
Yeah.
you might be right. Is Yogg a 3/4 or a
Oh,
2/4?
we get a
It's
chalice.
a 2/4.
Ah, shit.
We
That
get this chalice here.
100
That's
turns
gonna-
late.
It's gonna make a difference.
It's technically decent, yeah.
I mean,
Nothing.
kind of?
Actually, I was talking to Matt between rounds, and he was debunking our chalice on 0. He said the only thing in his deck that it hits are the welding jars.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. If he's
He
bobbling
plays
or not.
literally no other 0 drops.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
Okay, then
Hardened Scales
So,
doesn't
so this
need
is
to
just
play.
a bad
I don't know if he's
chalice.
bobbling or what. You know.
At this point, Matt actually wants his things to be able to die. He wants to be able to put those counters on an infect thing.
Yeah.
What's that? Another scales?
Another Scales.
Pretty good draw. Maybe.
Yeah,
Oh,
Here's
we
the
got-
thing.
Channel
Oh,
Takanuma. He's
That's kind of.
he's gonna mill some cards and grab a critter.
Watch him hit nothing.
Hepatra. He gets a Hepatra or Bowmaster, his choice.
Okay, it's a Bowmaster.
He wants a BM. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on.
He wants to fucking poop it out.
Shut him out.
4 blockers.
That's right. I took 7 damage from a Bowmaster and won. It was great.
How the fuck do we even win here?
How does he win?
Forever.
It's like little kid magic.
It's basically where we're at. Both players have shut each other
Yeah.
off.
We each have 45 creatures and we don't know how to do math.
Where's the crawl worm?
Like right
We
now,
need 6 6s. 6 4s.
Yogg gets blocked.
You
Young Wolf
fucking
gets
Krakens.
blocked.
Redraw.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, that was the
Cycle.
worst part. Like back in those days, man, because it's like I have 3 crawl worms and you have like 8 things that are 2/2 with first strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Besiege you.
It's
There it
not good
is.
for anybody.
Board lock
All right.
broke. Blow
All
up needle.
So that's
Alright.
gonna make Matt scoop. Yep.
Blow up needle. Win game.
No,
Draw your. Yep. He's just scoop him up.
Yeah.
he needs an oof plan. Oof.
Does he play dismember? Which member? Dismember.
It's a sweet card.
What member?
Dismember. Dat member. Dismember.
Do the horror movie artwork for the. That's. I don't give a
Dude,
shit about
I
secret
love those
layers.
cards. I love
but
those
that
cards.
secret layer is the only one I've ever.
I wish they
given a
would
fuck
revisit that with like cards that matter.
about. Yeah.
Right.
They did
Yeah.
Graph Digger's Cage, and that's not a playable card in any form.
Oh.
Sorry. That Graph Digger's Cage is like
It's
like
not.
7 years too late.
It's not.
Added in the
But
main deck on accident.
Oh,
Hey, game
speaking-
one.
Yeah,
It-
Graph
speak-
Digger's Cage is like really bad.
Yeah, it's awful now. But speaking of secret layers, the One Ring's getting a secret layer printing, and it's a metal poster.
Fuck the One Ring.
The One Ring getting a metal poster.
yeah, I do have to say, the One Ring can fuck off and die.
And I
It
didn't.
will at some point.
And I didn't
It-
mention this to you, but
won't.
Cavern of Souls is going to be legal and standard with the release of Ixalan, the next set.
Oh, it's going to be an Ixalan?
Yeah, it's getting the heated
I
Sugu
don't hate that.
chromatic treatment where they're going to have like different colored ones. They're going to be worth like
I'm just so happy
$2,000.
to open more Cavern of Souls
fun.
and other Cavern of Souls to be cheaper.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
'Cause I should
I
have
wish
never
the
gotten rid of my
Cavern
Cavern
of
of
Souls
Souls.
was a playable modern card. Like that is the one thing that it's no longer.
It's basically
Like,
played
when was
in.
the last time we saw a Cavern of Souls?
It's-
Tribal decks aren't. a
Tribal
thing.
decks aren't
You
good.
play it
no,
in
no.
Tribal decks
you
aren't-
play it in amulet as a hedge against a bunch of counter spells.
You
That's
play
about
it.
it.
You play
Yeah,
it
like-
as a. So with my deck, I play it as a one of.
Right, just a hedge.
Just a hedge. Yeah, exactly. Because it's with the right mana base, it's free enough, and it does enough of a thing. But it's not. Yeah, tribal decks are just out of the format. Like, that's not a thing.
Freedom isn't free.
However, with standard
buck
being the
05.
next RCQ
Cost a
format
buck
coming
05,
up,
okay.
that's going to be important to have them available.
What is?
The next RCQ format for January through March is going to be standard. So you have to be, like it's nice that the Soldiers deck now has, you can play 20 lands that come into play untapped that produce both blue and white for the deck in standard.
I know nothing about standard right now. I will say though, in my heyday, that's where I wrecked shit with standard.
Standard's fun right now.
Standard is a ton of fun right now.
Standard was a lot of fun to me because it allowed me to build a control deck in a like small card environment, and like I could have success. With
You can play a control deck now. You can still play a control deck.
I have no doubt. You can always play a control deck in standard because you know what everybody is trying to do against you. Like modern, it's harder to play control because like you can like have things in your deck that are like good in a lot of matchups, but like in standard, you can literally make it to where like I'm just going to play the cards that are good against everything that's good.
Yeah, no, modern is super hard.
The nice thing about the standard format though is that you can play. See you later.
Thanks for coming back.
You can play.
Monday, since I won't see you tomorrow.
But you can.
It's charity, dude. Charity.
But you can play a competitive aggro deck, control deck, combo deck, ramp deck, tempo deck, whatever you want. It's all available
In standard?
in standard. Even an actual dedicated combo. Remember when I was doing that thing with the invasion of Alara to flip into Vampire Hexmage?
No.
I did it once on stream. I don't know if you were here for it.
Okay.
But what the goal was I flip it and then I get value out of it. And if I randomly hit a Vampire Hexmage, I would sacrifice it to then get the back half of the card, which is just like Cruel Ultimatum on steroids. So what it does in standard,
Seems good.
what it does in
Ultimatum is already on steroids.
right. So what it does in standard is that because there are so many adventure cards, you can build your deck in a way to where there are only 5 cards in your deck that cost 4 or less, but 75% of them have alternate casting modes on them that don't go against the casting cost. So what you do is you play 1 copy of Go for the Throat for posterity's sake and 4 copies of Bramble Familiar. Bramble Familiar has an adventure on it that says it's pay 7, fetch quest. Mill the top 7 cards of your deck and put in either enchantment, planeswalker, creature, or artifact from there onto the battlefield. So you'll grab like Atraxa, or the new hotness of the combo is if you grab Desecrator, Cemetery Desecrator, which was a bulk mythic from
I know that one.
the bulk mythic. If you do it and use its ability to exile a card, you can deal 7 damage to, like, you exile, let's say the domain card, Herd Migration. Exile that, you deal 7 damage to your battle, and then you get to flip it, and you get to do just tons and tons of value. All for this sweet, sweet price of 5 mana.
Yeah, I played most like I remember Cemetery Desecrator from League. I mean, like all these cards. I get to know the standard cards because of League.
Right.
Just the best format, really. Anybody listening that
Limited is the best format. Not so secretly.
It is. It's for anybody that actually knows the
Depends
game.
on the limited.
I think limited is the second best. I think that League is the best format, which is it's
Limited plus.
It's a little bit of limited, and it's a little bit of constructed. At the beginning of the league, it's limited. At the end of the league, it's constructed.
Because you have more than enough cards. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like you start out with a like pre-release pool, and then every week you draft a pack to add to your pool, and then every 3 weeks the minimum deck size increases by 10 cards. So week 1 you are playing literally a pre-release pool of 40 cards. But by the end of the league, you are playing a 60-card constructed deck using only the cards that you have drafted and or opened in your original pool.
Chris, are you listening to this? Get people in Kansas City to do this shit.
Dude, it's so fun. We've been doing it for
awesome.
fucking.
I've been
doing it since Battle for Zendikar.
We've been doing it since the store started, which was 8 years ago.
Yeah,
I've been
we've been doing it for 8 years.
I've been begging my bosses to put me on day shift so I could do it.
Oh, dude, it's fucking. It's like
phenomenal.
All you got to do, like every time we get somebody to go,
Asian Stirrings?
like to one, like dude, just try it, and they're just like, oh my god, this is like the best way to play. I'm like, I know.
It's the way to play. It's the way our Lord and Savior Richard Garfield intended it.
Limited is exactly
the thing
how
that I like
Magic
about
should
it
be
is
played.
it's like there's no backup shoot, right? Like you have to actually do your own work.
Yes.
You can't go online and have somebody tell you how to draft and build your deck.
Right.
You know, like you have to actually do the work yourself. And like there are certain little caveats, right? Like so in this current set, blue is the worst color. In League, blue technically could be the best color because everyone's going to be avoiding it like the plague, and so you can just gobble up all the rares and uncommons.
Just snatch them up. Yeah, got him.
Like, that's the thing that happens. The worst color in the actual limited format could be the best color because
everyone's yanking it up.
Yeah.
Which
Saga from Matt Wise, we're gonna see
in the N19 league, I won the league with an archetype that was undraftable. Like the entire archetype required multiple of rares and uncommons that were only good in the archetype, and like I just started gobbling them up, and I ended up having this like fucking crazy ass graveyard combo deck.
Yeah,
it's like old Corset Limited where everyone's passing Tome Scours and you're just being that guy.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it had like a reassembling skeleton.
Oh yeah.
And then I had 3 copies of a 5 mana rare that whenever a creature leaves my graveyard, or whenever a creature, a non-token creature dies, I make a 2/2 zombie. And then whenever a creature, I had another artifact. Whenever a creature leaves my graveyard, I make a 1/1 bat.
Yeah.
Oh god, so good.
And so it was just like, and so it was just all it needed was a bunch of sack outlets. And so it was like sack outlets, and then it was just like reassembling skeletons. Like on your end step, I'm gonna make a bunch of 2/2s and 1/1s.
Yeah.
and this guy is huge.
I'm gonna play my own version of Pod.
Yeah.
No, it was great. It was like if there would have been a card in that set that was just like red. Target player.
We got a walking
you mill
ballista,
10 cards, I would have played it.
Trigger on Patchwork. Highly needle trigger.
Oh, Chris, you played Legacy? How'd them elves do for you? Do you play Bowmaster in them yet? That's pretty. I've seen that become the standard.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
They've gone away from the glimpse plan. Not yet. They've gone away from the glimpse plan to play that funky fucking Fiend Hunter thing from Ikoria to use a pseudo toolbox deck. They get like one Bowmaster.
The black-green hybrid card.
Yep.
Yeah, they put it in every fucking cube, and it's the worst goddamn cube card. Like, I always look at it, I'm like, why is this still in here? Like, come on, man. Like, you're supposed to make a couple changes every time you re-release.
Okay, so you're not too far behind the Elves deck I played in that event. Okay, so, yeah, Reclaimer Elves. Yeah, the last time I played Legacy, it was that team event where
Master coming down.
I kept winning all my matches. Rob kept losing all his.
It's obviously targeting... you're going to target that? Okay,
no.
So,
why would you just not target him, Tom?
that's not going to work out well for you.
GG? Felicia?
What?
I don't know what happened.
He targeted the thing that you can't target, and so he got nothing. I don't know what happened there. That was.
I think he misplayed and he realized it, and he's just going through with it. You know, as much as I like to dog on Tom, to his credit, he lives with his mistakes and learns from them.
Yeah, no,
he's not a decent Magic player should do that.
I try not to dog on anyone. I just call it like I see it in the moment. You know.
Right. I do appreciate that more than you know. Like okay, I appreciate good, honest play. I appreciate your appreciation of my appreciation.
Oh my god, we're going deep.
Circles, fucking circles. No, I mean, if you make a mistake in this game, the gentleman says, I fucked up, and I'm going to live with my mistake.
Right.
I always hate it when you're watching
coverage
of something. This is a
goddamn gentleman's game.
And, like, you see somebody fuck up, and they're like, the commentary, like, kind of, like, hodgepodges around it. Like,
talk about it. We know it's a mistake.
I think it's just like, no, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You know, like, if it's bad, call it out.
Yeah, exactly. These guys are trying to be
How are the viewers going to learn
level.
Anything if you're telling him that there are no bad plays?
I figured it out, guys. Yeah. All the big streams don't have any color commentary, and yet we have all the color commentary.
Well, it's because the big streams have to, like, cater to
guys. I'm the color commentary.
Which one we
I'm going to hell for that. You gonna do it this time? Face him? Okay, he faced him.
No, he targeted the 2-2.
He did.
He targeted the 2-2.
I don't know why
Which
he keeps
2-2?
doing this.
He targeted
the
this.
ballista.
Isn't that a Bowmaster rat? What the fuck is that? Damn it, alternate arts.
I know.
It's so exhausting.
It's either a walking ballista or a Ravager. I never know the difference.
It's upsetting because they even have the same they have the same fucking background too. It's that deep red. Like, what is this shit?
I hate it, man. I hate it so much.
The extra artworks are fucking painful.
I don't
for
mind
sure.
alternate artwork, except they've done so many that everything is just.
Well,
Everything's
they
an
do-
alternate
they do
artwork.
3
There's
per
too
set,
many.
and then the secret
Actually,
layers on top.
I don't like this one either.
Fuck Yawgmoth. I don't even like the card. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You think it's cool? Gets the cool pass.
He's only got one artwork, so it's trackable right now, or like one alternate art. Like that's at least
Hey.
like you know what it is.
If you want me to come here with like 4 different, I don't know, is there what card out there has 4 different copies and does 4 different artworks for the shenanigans? It's actually good.
Lightning Bolt.
Lightning
Bolt has like 18 artworks right now. Like
Yeah.
Because you guys, I know you guys did not like my scroll artwork from Dungeons and Dragons set,
dude, it's
but I loved it.
I generally talk shit about any art that I can't like immediately identify an iconic card. Like the worst was the anime. I don't know. There's one lightning bolt art that every time I'm like, what is this spell that he has? And you're like, that's lightning bolt.
Okay, that you're talking
probably
about.
That's
a D&D
annoying.
one.
I've seen
Probably
it.
a
You're
D&D
talking about the Strixhaven Mythical Archive version with the Japanese
that one,
altar.
That one,
Yes.
I think, is one of the more. I think that's like, while it's wacky, once you know what it is, that artwork is super recognizable and iconic.
Oh, Johnny's doing the thing. He's doing the thing.
What thing?
What
do we got?
member?
Oh, sweet
Dismember!
Sweet fucking member. Right
Oh,
there.
dismember.
That's the best artwork for that card. I love that artwork.
It's so good.
It is so
I think
good.
it's the best one from that set, which is good because it's basically the only playable card.
It is. And it is a fucking
They banned all the
playable
other
card,
ones.
man.
Well, no, it's just the other ones became unplayable. Like
Yeah. Oh, they did. Beast Within.
Beast Within.
Oh, you're talking about the actual
the
cards
Beast,
from the
Beast
set.
Within looks cool, but just that's not a card
you
that people
can't
play
it.
anymore.
Rapdigger's Cage, you can't.
mean,
It's
I'm not-
like-
Good in old living in.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were super secretly the land destruction deck of the format.
Yeah.
It wasn't
yeah.
that much of a secret.
Oh, you're right. I'm waiting for someone to come here with Scam and do Fulminator Mage shit with Feign Death.
I fucking
Dude,
love
Dude,
I love-
Fulminator Mages.
I'm a full Fulminator Mage purist over here. I fucking
dude,
love that
for
card.
sure.
If I get my Bowmasters in time, I'll do it. I'll
I think
do
we
it.
should ban cards until Fulminator Mage is playable,
I like it.
and then we should ban Fulminator Mage because it's
Hey,
too-
here's this fucking top deck mana dork that doesn't do anything. That's gonna
The plight of the Yogg player.
See, at least exalted.
Matt even
like,
have a
would give him
hand?
Power.
He does. Okay. He's just drawn. He's just
Yeah,
played
he's-
lands
he's-
every
Is this
turn.
the
turn.
mana dork, the legendary mana dork?
Delighted Halfling, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. That like I don't love that card in modern. I mean I think it's probably good in this deck and stuff, but like
It's fine. It's good.
it is a card that has stole my heart in cube just because like you can kind of like it's a great turn 1 play, so you can like turn 3 in Oko and have nobody fuck with you.
All right.
It's nice.
So, say this card didn't exist, and they had to make another mana dork. How would you feel about 1 green mana for a 0/2, tap, add snow? How do you feel about that?
Without
Like
That's it.
colorless
Adds
snow?
colorless snow.
without color, snow.
Yep, just like
colorless
it's
snow?
basically a power corrupt version of Boreal Druid from
Okay, so
Cold
it's just
Snap.
a 1 mana
For
Boreal
colorless
Druid, basically.
snow.
But with instead of having the power, it's an 0/2. How would you feel about that?
I mean, a Boreal
Fine.
Grazer doesn't add snow, right? Or wait, our Boreal Druid adds colorless, right?
No, it adds snow. It got
It
errated
adds
to add snow.
Yeah, it,
Really?
it
Oh,
adds
really?
snow.
Yeah, it's errated for
And
snow.
Rotted to that?
Yeah. Well, it's because it's a snow.
It's a snow permanent
permanent,
making snow mana.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
Man, I would love that. That's another thing. I
I
think
love that this. I love that this taps for any color. Like, I love that it taps for any color
for your legends,
for
right?
legendary stuff. Which
I just-
like, it's good in like.
It's,
I like it because it allows me to play an uncounterable turn 3 Minsc.
It's stepped up. Yeah,
Right.
In that
Cool shit like that.
Yeah, cool shit like that. It's just like it allows me to do this thing on turn 3 that you can't beat.
Like I want snow to be good because it's snow, not because you just happen to have
So-
like.
Snow. They did a good job with Kaldheim to help
I
it
think,
be a little bit better, and hopefully, so that's what I would hope for MH3 is they take a little bit
I
of
think
time.
that former invitational
to-
champion Matt Wise has squeaked out the W.
Yes, he did.
He did.
So that's gonna do it for our coverage tonight. You got a lot of bonus shit. What all? We talked about BMs.
We talked
and,
about all kinds of things
fucking
here.
Arena.
All kinds.
BMs, BLs, Arena.
Just so everybody knows, we do have a Commander event coming up. I think it's October 7th on a Sunday for the Lotus Petal promos that we got. So that's a thing that's happening, and we have a
Does the
modern
winner just get all of
premium.
them?
No, you get one for participating. The winner gets like relevant commander cards. And then we also have a modern premium coming up pretty soon, where the first place is going to get the one ring, and then second's going to get Bowmaster. I'm pretty sure. So
Second's gonna get Bowmaster.
Huh?
Second's gonna get Bowmaster.
I mean, they can have their choice.
I know. I'm just being a butt.
yeah, I think that's what it is. I let Isaiah set up the tournaments. We have cool stuff happening, so you should come out to play for that.
Yeah, come play Commander.
Come play it, take action. If you're rolling through town, if you happen to be in northern Indiana, going through Warsaw, Fort Wayne area, come hang out, take action, because we're cooler than most every card store that's around here.
And if you happen to not be in northern Indiana, tell your friends out there to watch. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know who I'm talking to.
All right, guys.
Indeed. All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's going to do it. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.